This is our final day in this studio for the final episode of the Youthcast. Hi everyone, I'm your host, Tarek Diouri-Adequin. With me as always, my co-host, Yann Durand. And today is a special day actually. Depending on when this gets uploaded onto platforms, this is either the final day of those Youth Olympics or the penultimate day of the Youth Olympics. So we've got a lot to talk about. We're gonna kind of get an overview of the big winners of those games.
Right.
But just to start it off, Jan, I kind of wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are you more of an underdog person or more of a contender?
Underdog.
And why is that?
Underdog, because I just love seeing people from, let's say, lesser countries achieving something maybe they were never thought before. Like, me being from Senegal personally, right? We're only like 18 million, right? So it's like almost everywhere we go, we're underdogs. So I've always fallen in love with the underdog story. I always felt it was better, especially in sports, because it tells a better story than, oh, yeah, USA won the gold medal again in like the basketball. No, who cares about that?
So were you guys the underdog against Ivory Coast?
Oh my
was a setup.
God,
That
what
was
a setup.
You knew it.
Were we the underdogs? No, we weren't the underdogs. And what really made me mad, honestly, is that even though this was our first championship, we won last year, for some reason, us Senegalese, we became arrogant. And I really did not appreciate that.
That was Jan's TED Talk, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Oh my gosh.
But you brought up a good point about arrogance. And I think we can't confuse arrogance with pride.
Right.
Because there's also pride, and this has been shown to us in the Youth Olympics.
Right.
And I want to talk specifically about the one team that is topping the medal table still to this day.
Italia.
The one team that we always hear about when we're
Yep.
with IOC Young reporter Christian Dufour. Christian Dufour.
Always.
And it's Italy, of course. Italy has been topping the rankings for every team in the Youth Olympics with, I believe, 11 gold medals to this day. They're probably going to end up winning the entire Youth Olympics.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
And it's been really an impressive showcase of
course.
what they can do on, like, it's not even just a singular sports. They've been showcasing their strength everywhere.
Everywhere. And I mean, it's kind of to be expected, I guess, because we all know that they're hosting the next Winter Games.
Yeah,
the big games.
Cortina Milano 2026.
Exactly.
Right.
So I think that they just wanted to show that for the next games, they're going to be there. Don't just come up showing that, just don't come thinking that you're going to, take over the medal table in their country. And I think they're just showing right now what potentially might happen in 2 years. So congratulations to Italy, honestly.
Yeah, and despite all this kind of overwhelming strength they came up with, and this sentiment of pride that's been exuded from like athletes, fans, and other officials, it's still been like something that's been really interesting to see from their perspective.
Right.
Speaking of Christian, of course, he got some interviews with some of the Italian athletes. Two of them from biathlon got on a video interview with him. The interview is available on the YouTube channel, and we're gonna play a clip of it right here.
Sì, ora mi sono resa conto di quello che ho fatto e è ancora una sorpresa in realtà perché non me l'aspettavo di essere a quel livello, quindi ovviamente sono felice, molto.
Sono contenta perché l'anno scorso appunto c'era arrivata molto vicina, però sì, questo è sicuramente un grande traguardo, una grande soddisfazione perché poi comunque l'oro è sempre l'oro.
La medaglia di squadra per me, ma penso anche per Carlotta, vale di più che quella individuale perché è una vittoria del team e della squadra insieme ed è bello anche festeggiarla poi dopo.
This team medal, it's what really like pops out of this video, I feel like, because even though they've gotten all those medals, gold, silver, bronze, it's still a team accomplishment to them, and I feel like that's what resonates with most athletes
Right.
in the Olympics. You see just how vibrant the teams are with themselves, with the other athletes. You always see people from those teams kind of cheering on the other
Right.
members of their delegation.
That's
Just today, I went to the cross country skiing men's 7.5 kilometers, and the entire team Germany took on the podium at the end.
Oh wow, that's
They
incredible.
all got together with their two medalists. They got two medalists on top, and they just waved their flag, just screaming, just
Yeah, of course.
completely happy about all of this.
And honestly, what's crazy is that this is something I've been seeing to most of the medal events I went to. For example, when I went to speed skating, mass start speed skating, it was two girls from, if I'm not mistaken, from Netherlands that won together. And then yesterday when we were at not alpine skiing, cross country skiing also,
Yeah.
it was two girls from Sweden. So, and I love how like it's not even a competition between them. You know, if somebody takes first place or somebody takes second, they're proud for each other and all that. So it's a great thing.
So,
I hope this continues for Milano Cortina because I think this is a great opportunity for countries to show their strength. And yeah, so I really hope it continues.
And I hope not only the countries continue to show their strength, but also the athletes. We've got a
Right.
couple of standouts from those Youth Olympics. Do any athletes come in mind to you? It could be people that we've already talked about in the previous episodes of other podcasts, for example.
Yeah. For example, Lourimi from Tunisia.
Yeah, Jonathan
Honestly, yeah.
Lourimi,
I mean, I'm happy for them. You know,
the double history maker,
Yeah.
first to compete in this discipline and first to get a medal
silver
as well.
medal. So, like for me, he's a standout. And I'm sorry, I forget the last names of a lot of these athletes, but there was in mass start speed skating, Finn, who won the gold medal. I was I was so impressed with this guy. Like I don't know, he was so calm. Like I've never seen in person somebody so calm. Like you know, in mass start, it doesn't matter if you're first through the rounds and everything. It always matters at the end. So for him, he was starting off. You know, he's taller than everyone, so you can notice him.
Yeah.
He's starting off slow. You know, is getting to 5 laps, and everybody's talking about he's a favorite, but he's starting off slow and everything. I'm like, so what's happening?
Patience matters.
And then the last three laps, he just comes, overlaps everyone, and nobody can catch him. I mean, I was really impressed with him. This was I think it was a show of strength and he won like 3 gold medals.
Yeah.
So this is where we talk about like this is not arrogance. To me, he's just showing that this is.
I mean, if it's calm and collected, of course it's
Yeah.
not a show of arrogance.
Of course not. Yeah, you would think
But being
that
able to dominate this way, it's
Right.
like really impressive while still being calm and not giving out
Exactly.
much. It's not exuding energy, but it's still got what it takes to win the gold. at
Of
the
course,
end. So
of course.
on the opposite side, I've gotten to see like one athlete that's is so energetic. You can feel his energy whenever he wins.
Okay. Yeah.
That
Who's
is
this?
Jacob Moch
Okay.
from the cross country skiing. Well,
I
the
think I saw.
German
Yeah,
team.
yeah. Yeah,
Did you see his
yes,
celebrations?
I see him, and then he's always.
He's just screaming.
Yes, and then at the end, he's always like I see him high fiving people and even though they're not from his country and everything.
Yeah, there's been a lot of
high fiving,
and
hugging.
hugs,
yeah. exactly, and that's pretty cool. Like I like that. I like that energy. Like I think we need that for Youth Olympic Games. So, yeah, I love it. Honestly, I love it. And
I'd say Team Hungary has been one of my highlights as well for ice hockey.
why is that?
Because in the finals they had to face Team Korea.
Okay, yeah.
They got the home crowd
Yeah.
rooting
Against
against
them.
them. That's-
Yeah,
that's
against
been.
Woo!
I mean, they were undefeated until then, and they had scored like so much. Actually, one of our young reporters made an article about the goal differential that took place during the tournament for 3-on-3 ice hockey, and Hungary was like dominating so much more compared to the other teams, And even though it was a finals, I would have thought maybe the home crowd being there would have like shaken them maybe a bit.
Yeah.
But they were still dominating
Oh,
at the end.
wow. And we know that the Koreans have been coming out to support their athletes.
Yeah, but there was still support for the Hungarians.
Oh, really?
Because actually, Yunsu went there, and she got a video of it just being with the few fans that were there. They were like real Hungarian fans.
Right.
And there were also Korean Hungarian fans.
Wow.
I guess we can show you the video right there.
Cheering for Team Hungary, of course. I'm Hungarian, and everybody is getting together and cheering for the Hungarian, hopefully for the gold medal. All the 13 girls are the best. It's a Hungarian stuff.
지금 헝가리 팀이 지금 무패예요. 지금 6연승 중이기 때문에 사실 저는 한국인이긴 하지만 그래도 헝가리 팀이 우승하지 않을까 조심스럽게 예상해보고 있습니다.
혹시 직접 만드신
아, 제가
건가요?
직접 만들었어요.
그럼 이 국기도 혹시 직접
네,
만드신 거예요?
맞습니다. 이게 상당히 조악하게 그지 없는데 제가 헝가리 팀 응원하기 위해서 직접 만들어왔어요.
One more quote I picked out from another one of our young reporters' article. This is from Ichan's article about moguls. He said, or actually, Yoon Shi-hee and Lee Young-sung said, after the finals of the moguls, we're teammates, but at the same time, we're really good friends, so it feels really good to be on the podium together. And I feel like it encapsulates like the energy of friendship we were talking about earlier.
Right. And we can't forget that these athletes at the end of the day are still kids, you know. And we see it, for example, I'm sorry I have to bring this up with like football. A lot of football players from these nations grow up together, playing together for years.
Playing together, playing each other, knowing each other,
Exactly,
and maybe
right.
even sharing experience in clubs
Right,
as well.
Right. And so,
I feel like that applies to a lot of those young Olympians as well.
right, of course. And it's crazy because like you guys are starting off together at Youth Olympic Games. You guys get to see each other develop, grow, and eventually go into the big games. So imagine doing that with your best friend. I mean, I couldn't even imagine the feeling of like seeing someone you love so much, somebody you grind with every day, being just as successful as you are.
Yeah.
And it must be an incredible feeling.
Sharing just the podium one too. And I guess it's kind of cliche, but we could say that for some of those athletes, there's still a medal to be won, just being there and sharing and being friends with each other.
That's true.
And I feel like what encapsulates this feeling as well is like the pin collections.
Right.
We've actually recorded a podcast which was unfinished, but there was a segment about it which we would like to show you, which is about especially those pins that you could see on the athletes. And maybe could you show them?
I have a few. Like I got this from Mr. Thomas Bach.
Yeah.
This is from the France Ice Hockey Federation. This is OBS, and this is France again. So I have to step up my pin collecting game, but I've had a few. Did you get any or?
I didn't get that many, but the person we were with for this segment, Claudia Gasparini, she's had her own collection, and she's provided like some good analysis on what the pins meant, because there were some pin quests. The Olympics website themselves pointed out there was this pin hunt going on.
Right.
So I'd like to play this clip right here.
So apparently this is an Olympic tradition, like youth Olympics, youth European or world competitions. They always do that. And
in Olympics also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They do it all the time. And it's just a way to like make friends, just exchanging, like even a small pin. Like I have, Team GB, I have Italy, Sweden. They trade clothes as well.
Yeah.
I talked to this Italian kid and he traded he's a speed skater, short track, and he traded his suit, like his training running suit with a Brazilian kid just because they thought it was really cute. And like he was the only Brazilian competing, and his like suit was really cool, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna trade it for mine. It's just a way to like, I don't know, mix cultures, I guess. You just get something from someone that comes from another country. I think that's really beautiful, and you give something back, something from your country. So it's not like, I mean, I've been given a couple for free, but what they usually do in the village is just, okay, I give you an Italian pin, you give me a Swedish pin, and that's it.
All kinds of trades taking place in the Olympic Village, in those Olympics. Among us, we got to exchange a lot as young reporters, or even throughout this podcast. And it's sad, but it's coming to an end.
Yes,
you know,
our contract has been
terminated.
Yes, unfortunately, but it was a fun experience. Honestly,
It was a fun experience.
It was really a fun experience. And what has been your highlight?
I feel like my highlights is still a lot to think about, but I would say like right now my highlight has been Jacob Moore from Germany, who I've mentioned before,
Right.
and I feel like it's like seeing a superstar being born right in front of your eyes. You can feel the star power emanating, and I feel like I'm not even a cross-country skiing guy, but I feel like I'll just have to follow just for him because I want to see what he's up to in the forthcoming years.
Yeah.
What has been your highlights of those Youth Olympics?
I'm just gonna piggyback a little bit off what you said. Like, you're not even somebody who watches like cross-country skiing, but you want to follow him. But for me, I've never really been into winter sports. Like, I've never had the opportunity. But for me, the highlight has really been going to each of these like different venues, these different like events. They're getting to learn, having people from like, you know, OBS or all these like, you know, different channels coming and helping us. Like, you know,
The Olympic channel as well has been.
They've been like so helpful. Like today, I went to my first ice hockey event ever. And I had help from somebody who worked with the OIS, I think, named Luke. And he just helped me with everything. I mean, from someone who really didn't know hockey to now, like, I love it. Like, I actually love this sport. And
You're going to start watching NHL.
I'm going to the final tomorrow. Like, come on. Like, I hope USA makes it. But yeah, I'm going to go. So that's really what's been the best experience for me. It's just like learning all these different sports, how much work needs to go into these sports. Like, you know, like we're over here, we just bounce it to the side, like, oh, it's not basketball, it's not this, so it's not hard and all that. Man, if you watch the cross-country skiing, do you see how they're out of breath when they get to the finish line?
They're just collapsing.
Exactly. They can't even stand up. So, like, you don't even know the amount of work these athletes put in. And, like, it's just so much. I have so much respect for them. So yeah, that's really been a highlight for me.
They've really been putting a lot of work. We ourselves, as journalists, we're not putting like their work in, but we're still putting our own work.
You see this?
Look at it.
We've been putting in the work.
I don't know. But it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure hosting the podcast. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming along on the ride. It's been the Youthcast with Yann. I'm your host, Diouri-Adequin. And we'll see you in an eventual future, I guess.
Yeah.
We're not closing any doors. No. You may see us or hear us in future podcasts. Who knows? Yes. Thank you for listening, tuning in. There's no next time for this time. But yeah, thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Goodbye.